Hi, my name is Dan Bawden. I own a remodeling company here in Houston, Texas called Legal Eagle Contractors Company. Now I know that's a funny name because it's like legal like lawyers, eagle like the bird. What does that mean? Well, I have an unusual company because I'm a practicing attorney and a contractor. So in effect, I'm on two of the world's worst lists at the same time. In fact, our company motto is, we always get paid. And you know, that's true, but it's because we do great work for people, we have a great reputation, and they're happy to pay us those checks when the time comes. So let me tell you a little bit about my company and myself during this video so you can get to know a little bit about Legal Eagle Contractors and Dan Bawden. We're a small company located right here in Bel Air, Texas, which is in the heart of Houston, and we do remodeling, full service remodeling, all kinds of projects for all kinds of people, some crazy people, some normal people, but the small group of us that handle that are a tight-knit and strong group. There are 4 employees in my company. My wife is my vice president and bookkeeper. I have Bonnie, who's my office manager and secretary. She is wonderful. And I have Enrique, who's a full-time project manager in the field, and he does a great job managing the clients through the process, sometimes the rigorous process of remodeling homes here in Houston. We've been in business for 33 years. I'm 57 years old, and I absolutely love what I do. So during this video, I'd like to talk a little bit too about the things that I love and the things that are not so good about the remodeling business. But in general, I'm totally passionate about remodeling. We're here today on one of our bathroom remodeling projects. This is typical of a remodeling project that Legal Eagle Contractors would do. We do beautiful work and enjoy a wonderful reputation in the community for doing great work, but more importantly, we have a reputation for being the fun contractor. We're actually fun to work with. The process has got good communication, lots of jokes and humor, and really, don't we need humor to get through the remodeling process? I think we do. Certainly comes in handy. Another cool thing about my company is that we have a showroom. We're one of the only remodelers in the country that has a showroom called the Idea Center. The Idea Center is a showroom in a house that I've completed renovations in that have our cool ideas that we put into projects and that we know people love. So we can bring clients to the office and we can show them neat things like the Pella windows that have the shades in the middle between the glass so they never get dusty, and all the granite countertop edges you can do, and you can touch and feel things, and really cool ceiling fans and skylights of different kinds. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that clients can come and interact with at our offices and see it in a real house, not in a strip center, but in a real house. And then we go and put those features into their homes and they know what it's going to look like and they enjoy it all the more. So the showroom is a very, very cool thing. Another thing that's unusual about us, or about me I guess, is that I sing and dance and I play trumpet in musicals. And I'll be performing in a musical that opens tonight at our finest theater venue in downtown Houston called the Wortham Center. And I like to try to perform for my clients when I can. In fact, I'm working on a song for my clients that I hope about 2/3 of the way through the project, when they're depressed, when they're frustrated, you know, they just want the project to be done, they just want the contractors out of the house. Even the funniest contractor can get old after a few months of remodeling in the house. So I'm thinking of a song that I can do for them that might cheer them up and get them through the rest of the project so we can finish and all be friends at the end. You ready? Ba-dum-bum-bum, Dankeschön, darling, Dankeschön. Thank you for all of the joy and pain. Your bathroom will be done in June. I hope that you are thrilled and pay the bill, and we are friends when this thing ends. Ta-da! What do you think? Think they'll like it? I think they will. Okay, so what do I like the most and what do I like the least about remodeling? Let's start with the most. I love people on both of those lists. Working with people, endlessly fascinating. You never know what they're going to say or what they're going to do. The magic of the remodeling process is the part of it that's, for me, is the most fun. For example, taking the artistic concept, an idea of what someone wants their home to look like, And putting that into 3D virtual software, which we use and our clients absolutely love, lets people see what their bathroom or kitchen or their room addition is going to look like ahead of time. They absolutely love that. They have a good idea what the project is going to look like. So when we build it and it looks like that, they're thrilled. People thrilled. That's a good thing in remodeling. That's the way we want them to be. It's counseling them through that process that's the challenge. So I guess the thing that I like the least is where we have to deal with some crazy clients, and every remodeler that's been in the business for a while runs into those people. I'll tell you a story in a minute about one of my crazy clients, but I have found that it's very, very handy to have a degree in psychology. I mean, we really have to do a lot of hand-holding with people to get them through the remodeling process. We're tearing up their houses while they're living there. Drives them crazy. So we have to get them through those moments. It may be singing Danke Schoen. It may be just an extra meeting at the kitchen table to soothe their raw nerves and get them feeling good about the project and the progress. Whatever it takes, remodelers have to be very much people, and they have to be counselors in psychology. No question about that. All right, let me tell you a story about Susan. This is one of my favorite war stories. Susan was a client that had us paint the whole inside of her house, everything, walls, ceiling, trim, the whole works. We were there for about 2 weeks, finished the project, got everything done. I came to get my final check, and she had taken sticky dots and put them all over the house, everywhere, like 1,000 of them. They were everywhere on completed work. And I said, what's with all the sticky dots? And she said, well, I talked to my brother-in-law. He's an architect in New York, and he says that at the end of the project, you're supposed to put sticky dots on everything to show the contractor all the little nitpicky things that you want fixed. So I brought my paint crew back. We did all of those, came back to get my final check, and guess what? All new sticky dots. 500 of them this time in places we'd already painted and painted. So I said, I'll tell you what, we're not going to take care of all those things because that's just crazy, but I will do some of the touch-ups for you. I was dressed like this. I was wearing dress slacks, not prepared to do painting work at all. And running around her feet was her son Bobby, who was 2 at the time. And the whole time we were working there, Bobby was just about to reach for that brush and get into paint and get into trouble, but we kept him out of trouble just barely. And Susan physically was a divorcee, maybe in her mid-30s, with long, straight blonde hair. I mean, straight down to the back of her knees. Beautiful woman. So I'm following Susan around, and I have a brush with the oil-based paint for touch-ups, and I have a brush with the latex paint for touch-ups, and my 2 little buckets. And I'm walking around, and she says, I can't stand this. Touch it up. I can't stand that. Touch it up. So we're walking around doing this. We go into this closet. It's not a walk-in closet. She gets up on a little stool. Closet's here. And I'm standing behind her like this, and she says, you missed a spot back over here, showing something in the closet, and her hair wraps around my paintbrush and sticks. And she can't see it. And I'm standing there, and I got this blonde hair wrapped, you know, like cotton candy around my paintbrush. And she's going on and on about this obscure, and I'm going, oh my God, what am I going to do? So she finally steps off the ladder, and she leans back, and she's pulling against the paintbrush, and she seethes and hisses at me, and she says, that better be the water-based paint, Mr. Bawden. And I reached over and sniffed it. Nope, it's the oil-based enamel. Sorry. So she got really mad. She said, you better get this out of my hair right now. And I ran out to my truck, and all I could find was a quart can of paint thinner. No, not paint thinner, lacquer thinner, one of the most toxic solvents known to man. And I came back and I said, you know, this is all I got. And I was thinking, her hair's going to fall out as soon as I put this stuff on, within 24 hours. But we went to the kitchen, and I put her hair on the countertop, soaked a paper towel full of lacquer thinner, and I'm trying to clean this out of her hair. It was just crazy. So get all this stuff out of her hair, and I pack up my stuff, and I'm heading out, and I got my last check finally. And I'm walking out the door, and while I was cleaning her hair and settling up with her, Bobby decided to paint the velvet green couch with the oil-based enamel, which was left in an open bucket with the brush there. And she said, are you going to leave this paint with me so I can finish my own painting? And I said, yes, I am. And she said, well, you got your final check. Just get out of here. And she had to replace the couch, and it was a big scene at the end. And I took her check, and I hauled it to the bank and cashed her check as fast as I could before she could change her mind. It was a crazy, she was lots of crazy stories about Susan, but that's my painted hair lady story. Anyway, hopefully that gives you some idea what it's like to be in the world of legal contractors and Dan Bawden, and we'll close with a parting thought. in just a minute. You know, remodeling really is a lot of fun. I could be practicing law, but you know, that's not nearly so much fun. So this is what I love to do. This is what I'm passionate about. You know, doing a video about remodeling is kind of hard work too. In fact, you know, I'm feeling a little flushed and I can't figure out why.